Peace, 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 peace. Peace, love, and light to all American Aborigines. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. Hopefully everybody having a blissful day, blissful grand rising. You know what I mean? We're gonna get it cracking at the 2 minute markers. So just come on in the building, hit the like button, and we're gonna get it cracking in a minute. Peace and love to everybody. Make sure y'all share this around on all your social media outlets. Peace, 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 peace. I'm in the building. I'm in the building. Y'all know I ain't gonna get shit cracking. After the 2 minute marker. So while we still have 10 seconds left, slap that like button, drop kick it, slice that motherfucker up, man. Appreciate everybody tapping in. All right, first things first. Drop some fire emojis in the chat. Let me know y'all can hear me loud and clear. Grand Rising, peace, love, and blessings to each and every one of you guys that's tapping in. Uh, drinking this good coffee this morning. Had to get out and take care of a few things this morning. But one thing for certain, I want to get into this topic though. I want to have an open panel discussion maybe about this topic. We'll get it in. Moon Faye, Matthew Simmons, DBPA, Shy Alpha, Mary Lane. Mary Lane. Hey, what up, Mary Lane? Not Mary Jane, nigga, Mary Lane. Shout out to my sister Lyrica. Sister Lyrica in the building. Hey, I just seen your link where you said that was your last bill last night. I had no clue and I got it. I didn't see that shit till this morning. I'm like, damn, how they just gonna tell me last minute that they got a last goddamn bill? Man, shout out to my big brother Root Words, man. Shout out to Rudy Root in the motherfucking building, man. Y'all go follow Root Words, man. Go subscribe to the nigga channel, man. He got some good content over there. Go fuck with Root Words, man. Shout out to Root Words. Shout out to Root Words. Shout out to Root Words. Root Words. Pop on the panel, man. Pop on the panel, man. Let's get these people a heavyweight jam this morning, G. I know you got some information over there. We just freestyling this morning. I didn't get to. Sorry. What up, Amaru? Immortal Amaru? I need to call you too. You called me not too long ago, and I meant to call you back. I've been busy. I do need to call you. I'm gonna call you real soon. Y'all didn't get to see what? What am I missing? I didn't get to see it. Oh yeah, I didn't get to see Sister Lyrical Bill neither, man. Root Words, man. What's up with it, man? What you got going on? Shit, me too, nigga. I had a great night, nigga. I ain't get into the motherfucking crib like 4 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock. I don't know what time it was. Me and the homies went out, had a few drinks. I will. Had a good night. We were funny as hell. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to light this wood up. And then it's so quiet in this motherfucking car. I don't think y'all motherfuckers gonna hear it in my breathing. On the set. For shit show. Mm. They blocked the video. I was going to watch it again. How y'all got a grand finale video, Lyrica, that you can't even go back and watch? Y'all got to redo it again. Good. Y'all got to redo it again. That wasn't your last video. That was your last to the last. Now today should be the last video. Shit. Greetings, greetings, greetings to everybody in the chat. I want to get all y'all's opinion on this. From the conversation we gonna get into. Did African Americans steal Native American culture? That's the question. Did African Americans steal Native American culture? Nah, just when see, this the thing. When you rolling fat ass backwoods, it's like a cigar. You feel me, Stephen Red Clay? And when you smoke backwoods, they constantly go out, and they so big, you gotta keep lighting them to even get them bitches fully lit. Cause I gotta get me a new lighter. Nigga, give me one. Shit. Get some fancy leaves and buy a torch. Fancy leaves and buy a torch. Yeah, I smoked Fanta and Gaba leaves before. I mean, all the time, really. I just like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Them bitches be stale and they be wrinkled crit. Man, them bitches just don't be right. You gotta get the exotic backwoods though. You gotta start ordering them exotic backwoods. A Fanta leaf and a backwood is the same thing on the set. A Fonto and a motherfucking backwood is literally the same thing. All the backwood is a Fonto wrapped in tobacco and then put in a motherfucking pack. Bap, it won't stay lit because you rolling branches instead of the using the wood. Nah, no, 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 now. You got good gas in a wood that's stuffed with about 3 G's. Cause y'all see how y'all talk that big smoke game. But I smoke all y'all niggas under the table. You niggas jump in the smoke section with me, y'all gonna jump out. Y'all used to smoking mid blunts. repeatedly. See, I know y'all smoke them mid blunts fast. Y'all rolling fast. Y'all only light it once because it's so dry, just burn like a damn wick, like a fucking firecracker wick. Little shit be gone. Little mid blunt be gone. By the time y'all get done smoking 2 of them mid blunts, nigga, I just put out one fat ass wood. Lady Lynn, I know you smoking mid down there. Don't play them guys. That nigga said Al got whooping cough. Y'all that bullshit this morning. I ain't fuck with y'all. On everything, I ain't fuck with y'all this morning. It's fun to leave. I'm on right now, still lit. Nigga, my wood been lit since the live stream started. So before the live stream, nigga. So that motherfucker been lit for at least 11 minutes. We gonna see who was still around the longest. And I'm puffing my shit. Every time you hear a nigga cough down there, you know I'm puffing it. Just because you rolling up. I ain't even roll up yet. This motherfucker raw. I do need to roll up another one though. I ain't gonna lie to you. Excuse me. Nigga said AP got whooping cough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, sis. That's some bullshit. Nigga said I got whooping cough. That's disrespectful. On the set, that nigga funny as hell. Scramble for Africa. Look it up. I'm gonna look it up. Scramble for Africa. We're gonna definitely look it up. That's some shit you heard on a commercial. Hey, what you mean, lady? Talking about that whooping cough? Cuz said Al Power got whooping cough. Nigga, you got a whooping cough. You should get whoopings and shit. See, your ass start crying and coughing. They got the whooping cough for real. They gotta switch to that ass. Shout out to goddamn Root Word on the panel. What's up, Root? Rudy Root.
Salute, Big Al Power. Salute. What's going on with you, bro?
Man, I can't call it OG, man. I'm just sitting back. I just been up early, man, because I was up late last night, so I had to get up early.
Shit, I'm up, but man, I done had to take a poop, sit in the shower, sit for an hour. Just man, I'm not a drinker. I'm a smoker.
Hey, that's how it be though, nigga. Shit, everybody doing the same thing. Shit, I know a couple of these empresses on the shitter right now.
Man, Jesus. But yeah, y'all smoking them 3 blunts, man. I'm an older guy, man. I gotta smoke like maybe a gram, maybe a half a gram backwood, man. I can't do them, man.
Gram? Nigga, you can't even put a gram in a backwood.
Man, I'm a master. I cut my backwoods in half. I do them like rolling papers, man. I'm a master about. I cut my backwood in half and shove like maybe a gram. You heard me say maybe. Don't smoke my blunt to the head.
So it might be a 0.8 in that motherfucker. Huh?
Got that right. Man, y'all be smoking them, man. I can't fuck with y'all, man, because I thought I was a weed head, because I smoke a lot of weed, but damn, being around youngsters, boy, they be having you right. Y'all be smoking nothing but 2 to 3 gram blunts. I be looking at y'all like, hold on, man. What are you doing?
That's why I be trying to tell them, word. These old heads that get smoked under the table fuck around with Big Al. You know what I'm saying? It's a heavyweight over here.
I gotta agree with you though, man, because all people that's younger than me, they like, I call it a waste of weed, but I can't say that because they be blowed. Like I remember last year, I grabbed a doobie from one of my young homies and I rolled a blunt. I said,
Damn,
damn,
you bought a joint and rolled a blunt. That's some
I
shit.
swear, like Jesus.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie though. I gotta have a when I roll a if I roll a rolling paper like a raw or something or a job, man, them bitches gotta be fat. Them bitches gotta be like no freaky. Them bitches gotta be huge.
Yeah, I remember right before the Corona season, my situation was flat.
Wasting the flour? No, it's called tasting the flour. When y'all only putting a gram in a motherfucking piece of paper and bark and tree bark, listen, y'all ain't gonna be able to taste the weed with just a gram. Y'all gotta put at least 2 in that thing. At least.
That's why I cut my backwood in half. Yeah,
You
you right.
gotta roll. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can't roll mosquito legs. You rolling mosquito legs, it's over with.
I want to learn how to start eating weed though, man, because I smoke too much. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I need
Shit, you chew that, you just put that motherfucker in. No, I was saying, you chew that motherfucker.
shit. Go to the store and say, I need a quarter ounce of some motherfucking what them white dudes be doing that shit they be putting at the back of their goddamn the chew, get some chew marijuana. You get rich off that
Right.
shit.
Hey, that would be a good ass idea to do some type of chew CBD, like some dip. That'd be dope. You just made
I
me
just
think of
noticed
something.
my fault.
No, I said you just made me think of something just now. That's a good ass idea.
As much as I like smoking though, I just know that smoke ain't good for the lungs. So, but I just don't want to get off. Maybe I call it THC. I ain't gonna even say. I don't want to get off THC. That shit good for the brain. Goddamn it. I want to keep that shit going. Goddamn
Yeah, that smoking's not good for the nigga lungs though on the set. But
it.
shit, fuck it, YOLO.
But shit, what's up with this? What's up with I ain't under what you mean by the Africans still are African Americans and you know what I'm saying? What's that subject about, bro?
Well, this is a subject that I've been hearing quite frequently in the community. I've seen it a few times. I've seen it jumbled around. So the question I'm proposing to you guys is, did African Americans steal Native American culture? And I just want to get you guys' opinion on that before I jump into it. So what you think, Root?
Yeah, I think it's a wordplay. Yeah, I can say. I mean, damn, that's the way you put it. Is you know? I'd like to hear how. I mean, I don't. How are you coming at it?
Okay. I'm gonna break it down, and I am. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna give you a step. I'm gonna give you a little bit. I want to see. I want to get some feedback from the chat too. I believe that when people say that Native, when people claim or allude to the fact that African Americans steal Native American culture, my answer, my answer to that is no. We didn't steal. They haven't. There's nothing that they do in their culture that we do in our culture.
That's why I said that because the two words I said it just was I didn't it just you right. You totally right. If the word African American, if we put that right there, now we ain't steal nobody's culture. That's always been our culture. Whatever word, if you put African American, indigenous, yeah, you right. You totally right.
Yeah, you can
That's
put
why
whatever
I couldn't
term right
answer it
there.
at first. I couldn't answer it at first. That's why I said, I don't know how to answer this motherfucking question.
Right. And I'm not trying to play semantics. I just want to use the most basic terms of knowledge that I can find, right? Native American, describing the people that we call Native American and who we call so-called African American. Is there any cultural comparisons? Because me personally, I don't see any cultural practices that's practiced in Native American cultures and tribes that you see practiced in Negro tribes. You see what I'm saying? Or I don't see customs that's practiced by Negroes in general that's even remotely similar to Native Americans' customs and traditions?
When I went down to the river the other day, and I got introduced to some Native Americans, and I told them I was indigenous and I'll have more science. And they want to talk to me about that. And that's why I didn't want to answer. I didn't know how to answer your question. I didn't know how to answer it. That's why I said, I don't know how to answer this motherfucker. But I would love to bring them up. And you right. We don't have it's a totally different. And they a little offended the way I talk too, but they ain't gonna say too much. But they can tell, I'm a little overriding, like shit, man. Native American. Were you saying that you came here from? I hit them like, y'all came here from the Iberian Peninsula or some shit? I mean, not from the Iberian, but y'all came through the Bering Strait? And they was like, no, we came from such and such. I said, oh, okay, so I'm indigenous. I've been here forever. And you know what I'm saying? That's how I hit them with that, like, bop, bop. But they was looking at me like an African American, so I understand exactly what you're saying. They're like, yeah, you.
Oh, they didn't believe you. They looked at you like you was a nigga. That loud ass motherfucking Maximum.
But I know how to hit them with a mean left. I got a counter punch from motherfuckers. That's the first time I've ever been approached by or been in a conversation with a Paleonoid or a person that was claiming to be native.
Hey, Crush, shout out to Crush the Legend, man. I was just up your way yesterday in South Philly, fool. I was right off of Tasker, like 18th and Tasker. I started to call you, but I ain't got your number. You hit me up, bro. I need to come by and holler at you. Shout out to the homie Carly Crush, man. The OG out here.
But I'm gonna talk to you about that though. Yeah, I got your number. Yeah, I'm gonna talk to you about that though, because I'd like to talk to him with you though. That's crazy how it all happened.
Man, I love to get the Native Americans out here and ask them some very upright, standing questions, dealing with cultural, loud ass Maximum. Oh, cuz tripping. That before was loud as hell on the set.
Yeah, because I be on some funny shit. Like I be on some shit. Like I'll talk to you for a second, but I'll act stuck up around your ass like shit, nigga. I'm from here. Fuck you, shit. Fucking immigrant. I'll be a little. We had a good conversation, but I was emphasizing that this is my land and I'm not from Africa. And when I kept saying,
I tell them off the rip, I'm not an African at all. I let them know. I don't even let them assume at all. Look, I'm not an African, I'm not black, any of that shit.
And they ain't know how to get out that box. They ain't know how to, so it just humbles them real quick. So it wasn't really a bad conversation. I was like, yeah, I know where they live at and everything. I'd like to get them on here with you. That's crazy. It happened all the same day that we chatted. That's crazy.
Those Native Americans took Native Americans' identity. Reparations, where's my check? The Native American still practice the same culture they practice in the motherfucking Siberian hills. Them niggas still practice the same culture. They still dress alike. They still dance at the same shit. They still eat the same food. They still fucking speaking the same languages for the most part. We gonna grill Johnny Redcorn.
It seemed like they lack energy, if that's the right word.
Yeah, they be like, yo, my name is Chief Red Bull. I come from this tribe today. Like, nigga, my name Big AP, nigga. I come from the west side, either the east side, whatever. You know what I mean? We on that type time. Yeah, they energy.
Did you see how you said that? Like, they don't know how to just, like, if you got, I'll put the word native, okay? If you get 1,000 natives, they're so dull. They don't know how to say, well, I'm big native. I'm they don't have that. They don't have no energy, and it seems like it's weird. Yeah, you're right.
I'm a Native American.
Yeah, they're just bland. Like, they don't have no spice to them. Though. It's like, you motherfuckers is, you ain't from here, man. Quit saying you stole something from us. You motherfuckers is just.
Hey, what y'all talking about, Jay? Happy belated Big Copper Grizzly birthday. Nigga, my birthday was in February. Nigga, what you doing talking about happy birthday? Nigga, it's what nigga, it's July. Jay, how are you even saying happy birthday this far. I mean, I appreciate it. That's a fact. I appreciate it. So
See,
look,
that's smoking too many fat blunts. See, he need to calm down. So he need to come up here. See, he too old to be smoking. See, he trying to be young and smoking fat ass blunts. Brain blasted everywhere. Shit. Day
Jay,
day.
how the hell you miss 5 months though?
Smoking
Did
too
you
much
actually
weed.
remember that it was a birth? Like, cuz that's a knee slapper right there. That's a goddamn knee slapper.
I smoking
Mm.
too much weed. Stuck. He was
Nigga,
stuck in the corner and came out that
nigga, it's,
motherfucking coma.
nigga, it's August and my birthday is in February.
That's when you know you got to put the weed down. You got to lighten up your
Fuck.
blunts a little bit.
What, you just got out of jail or something, cuz? What happened? You just got out of a time warp or something, cuz?
I'm
Cuz
telling
on
you, smoke
manifest.
weed, man. You ain't never
Cuz
smoke weed for like a week and then smoke some weed. That shit how you, man, sitting back like woo. That nigga came out of his time warp, man.
cuz was on manifest. Shit, the last night he was typing happy birthday in Big Al Power chat. He was right before the plane disappeared. What you going on? Cuz on manifest.
You the triangle some goddamn way.
Yeah, he just fucked me up with that one.
Shit. But one thing, the word, if we put African American to it, I like if I think
you
our
work
culture,
graveyard shift for the past year. Okay, that's what's up. Salute to you, big bro. I'm just fucking with you. Salute to you. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Real shit. I appreciate that. Appreciate you doing it too, Prince of Wales. I guess everybody's gonna wish me happy late birthday. Shit, the cash app on the screen. Nah, I'm just bullshit. But why you think MLK was marching for a check? That nigga wasn't marching for no check. Martin Luther King was a sellout, and they tricked him and they sold out. He sold out for the ability to have sex with as many white people as he pleased, as long as he was down with the order. See, that's all he wanted.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate. He did say in a speech that we're treated like foreigners in our own land, some shit like that though. So you're right, he is a sellout, but
Yeah, he did. He did say we was held exiled in our own land, and he's going down to Washington D.C. to get a check. Yeah, he did say that. But nigga, this was years after he done already integrated us and most of the families into this burning house that he talked about. A lot of families had already followed that lead. You see what I'm saying? What you got to understand is this boy was a do boy for the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers and shit.
facts.
This is a fact. Now, did he realize that he fucked up and that is going to do something bad to his people in the long run? Absolutely. Malcolm X was a sellout too.
Facts.
Harriet Tubman was a sellout. Nat Turner was on some bullshit too. See, Nat Turner worked for the white man. He worked directly for the Catholic order. And not only was he trained with weapons, he was trained by other people. We get into that, by Indian trainers too.
Can I
So
play
this
some?
nigga was.
Can I play experimental devil's advocate? Because you said
Absolutely.
that he was. Now we know that there was two sides over here of melanated people. There was people that came over here with the queens and the kings. Some of them under super servitude, getting their ass whooped, and some of them just under getting paid, as I would say, a Nat Turner. And then there was the other side that they failed to realize, which was the indigenous people of America. And that's how you know what I'm saying? That's how if the story of Nat Turner is how the Queen's melanated people and the melanated people of America, if that's the right word, came together.
Well, I look at it like
just playing devil's advocate.
I look at it like it was some big dogs in America, right? Mainly in Virginia. They set up the traps that we call the the colonies, right? This is niggas setting this up. This is white people who is enslaved. I want y'all to keep what's going on in Virginia in the 1600s, 1800s, 1700s. Okay, Nat Turner was an assassin. He was a paid assassin. He went through and was paid to kill Negroes that had a lot of white slaves, and he was supposed to free the white slaves. He was working for the Catholic Church, and he did that. He went through and slaughtered black families. Nat Turner was a hitman for the white man. That's a fact.
So what I want to ask you on this part though, do you think that he was a
he was the first Eric Holder, nigga? That's what I'm trying to tell you. He would have been like the nigga who killed Nipsey.
So now we know that there's slave or indention or prisoner of war, whatever way we put to it, that was coming from Europe and Africa. You know what I'm saying? It was somehow. So I'm agreeing with you that all that happened. I'm just saying, do you think that Nat Turner was an indigenous person, or was he came from Queensland? That's wherever the Queen came from, if you understand what I'm saying.
Well, I think he came from somewhere else, because it is weird, because Nat Turner and Dred Scott lived in roughly the same county. Are y'all familiar with this? As a matter of fact, the courthouse that Nat Turner would have been in is the same courthouse that the Dred Scott case took place in. But we got a court case about Dred Scott, but we don't have any documents about Nat Turner. So this let me know that this guy is some type of CIA. Bro.
That's why I was saying, I know there's some type of truth to that story, though. They just, if you tell the whole story, I think it'll let people know that there was a lot of indigenous people in America. That's the right way to put it. That's why they just say, "Oh, Nat Turner, the rebellion," and then 50 years Martin Luther King. They'll run over Nat Turner, and I just like, there's something to that story that they just don't like to tell, and I just think it'll open up that there was a lot of niggas from America a long time ago.
A lot of niggas was getting assassinated that was on these political seats back then. You had the whole Titanic destroyed on purpose. That was to get rid of a lot of the heavy indigenous people that was running the infrastructures, had businesses, some of the richest people in America that obviously was making moves and funding how America was operating at that time. You had President Lincoln's vice president, which was a full-blooded melanated man from North America, assassinated. You had over 11 other people assassinated between Georgia and Tennessee. That was political figures, melanated people. So you got a lot of assassination attempts and actually assassination that actually happened. You know what I'm saying? So at that particular time, you got to realize we just seen the assassination of the Haitian president, right? Imagine something like that going on rapidly, not just once every 10, 20 years, but this shit was happening every other week in every other in a random state. Might happen in goddamn Ohio one day, Chicago the next day, Tennessee the next, California. All these people keep getting assassinated. That's quote unquote melanated people. And you start to see a pattern that, once these people get assassinated, they're not finding the killers, but these random honkies taking their place in the political seats. These random Huguenots, these random Irish, these random Europeans, these random, you feel what I'm saying? It's taking these political seats after the assassinations taking place.
And I love how you brought up the Titanic. They'll always put some type of. I hear you.
You got to bring up the Titanic, bro.
Yeah, just my opinion of it is they'll always put a flood treacherous story out there to take us away from the real story.
Yeah, the flood is the wash your brain away. That's just metaphorically to wash your goddamn brain away. You know what I'm saying? The facts of the matter is the flood. What it is historically they have capitalized, meaning people in war. Some people eventually capitalize off a cataclysm, and I believe that has happened in history, whether it was documented, and I believe it became very well understood in the 1800s uh, with the Madrid earthquake. You see what I'm saying? Taking place in the 1806, 1811 time frame. After this, these people started to capitalize off of the cataclysms because most cataclysms make an area decimated. You feel me? It'll force people to leave to go to other places to be safe. And when people leave, it leaves a space open. It leaves a place empty. It leaves it unoccupied, which gives the opportunity for a colonizer to come in to take hold of that land. And they did this under the disguise of this cataclysm. You see what I'm saying?
Hell yeah, I couldn't have said it no better. I can't even. That's why I said just that was a beautiful point when you brought up the Titanic. I can't even go in on it no more. Just great way to greatness, bro. Shit, hit the like, y'all.
Yeah, hit the like button, man. Yeah, you got a root on her. Root words be going in. Hey, so listen though. Root words.
Mm-hmm.
When we went through apartheid, who 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 ultimately set that particular uh apartheid in movement? Who actually started that? What started that?
See, I know a lot of information, but the information you just brought out will change our brains on how shit
Absolutely
came about when we look at history. So you just brought about how it happened. All we got to do is go back to the floods of America, and you can see that in every other city, just like the Titanic, and some of them was real, but the majority of them was a story, and it was a whole bunch of people hit or taken out of position. Then the Red Cross will come in, or other people come in, like you said, and you just brought the process of how they do it.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. And the Red
Yeah,
Cross, a lot of people don't know, the Red Cross really wasn't always this peace and loving people. See, a lot of people don't know the Red Cross was actually a mercenary group that was coming over here to destroy shit. And a lot of people don't know that, yeah, they did help you after they destroyed you and they helped the weak ones that was left.
And see, that ain't even. See, that's why sometimes I hate using the word agent or are people sold out. You can never test somebody's weakness. Like if a person went through a flood, ain't have no food to feed their family, and then some white man or some melanated person that look like them that work for the system come to them and say, "Oh, well, I'm gonna offer you this." So now this person that's on our team just went through something. Now they have a likeness or a bond with this person that caused the chaos, but then brought the order. And then, you know what I'm saying? So everything you're saying, I just think that's the process of how they did it. They brought a whole bunch of chaos and then brought these motherfuckers in after it with the order. And certain people, I'll say weak, but just the most stressed out. That's the right, whichever way you said. Some was weak as fuck, some was stressed out as hell, and they chose the system. You saying it though? You saying the way it happened?
Right. Our people set up the system, gave options to the Indian. See, this is where it went. I'm gonna give it to you in a nutcase. I'm gonna break down how the system was in 3 minutes. So it was niggas running America. It was niggas who set up the colonies. It was niggas who inquired and bought white slaves. It was niggas who set up this system and gave us the option to go with the system or to stay in your tribal rule, quote unquote. Okay? Somehow it took a shift. You got day shift, mid shift, night shift. Somebody on the day shift didn't come back to work, which was you niggas. Somebody had to take that job, which was a foreigner. Then the system changed. The quality wasn't the same. The control wasn't the same. So now you got a certain group of people running it that don't even know how to run it. And so this is the chaos that you see today.
Facts. It seemed like and
I'm gonna put the link in the chat too, because I see a lot of people asking questions. I'm not answering no questions in the chat. You got to come on and ask questions on the set.
And if you look at our history, the greatness of our people worldly, but I'm just stuck in America. The greatness of our people worldly, I'm just stuck in America. But in America, like you said, they came through the floods, and then sometime it came through fires, burning the fields down, where we was having our own stuff, and you know when.
Well, I look at it like this: the world does have their own beautiful thing, but people are beautiful in their own little way. Even the retarded, nomadic people, right? They got their own beautiful things. But it's like we got some of the most monumental shit. Like if we looking at our history and our culture and our contributions of like modern times, like yo, we got some shit. Like we got some big shiny shit, some nice shit, some helpable shit, and it's like we not only went around, we travel. I travel now, and it's like me traveling somewhere, and I left my ring somewhere, and I left my ring in another house, somebody else's country, in another continent, but it been there so long, I forgot about it almost, and somebody else is wearing and claiming my ring.
You left your castle there.
Yeah, and so you see shit like this around the world. So when you come to America, you look at all these great pyramids, monument sciences, and you be like, damn, this shit beautiful. And then you look at Africa, and they only got one spot that's like that, right? Egypt, that they talk about. And I'm like, they like, yeah, this is our shit. And I'm like, no, nigga, this match my set of rings that I got. This must be my other ring. That's my other ring. Like I mean, you said it's yours, but it got my signatures on it. It got my initials on it. You see what I'm saying? So, and this is simply what we're dealing with right now. With bringing the shit to the light of what is ours and contributions. You see what I'm saying? Like it ain't like we adapt to Egypt because we Africans. We adapt to Egypt because our ancestors manifested that. You see what I'm saying? And then people are confused because they ask so many questions and it jumps up and down the timeline that it will be confusing if you don't take it step by step. You have to ask yourself, if we are some of the greatest people that invented some of the things that's never been done, had never been done, and we went on a road and we got everything, right? What the fuck? Because I hear a lot of people say we traded with these people. Why are we trading with a group of people that doesn't have what we got? When we literally the first to do this, the first to have this, the first, what can they give us that we don't got? And that's the question that I propose to anyone that's talking about we traded with Africa and things of this nature.
I agree with you, man. That's why it's good to look. I mean, damn, like, man, our prestige is up on the ceiling. That's why I think the war is about.
It really is. It really is. My bad, but yeah, what you said it perfect. The prestige is through the roof.
Yeah, and I just think it's people like you and other people, me and other people inside everybody's community. If we could just just giving the feel good story who he is a blessing at that. You know what I'm saying? It's a blessing in hand. You know what I'm saying? Shit, hit the like, y'all, subscribe, share.
That's a fact, man. Hit the like, subscribe, share, support the channel, man.
Yeah, because when you like even our river system. I don't, I can go in on any. Yeah, just our prestige is up to the ceiling, and
see, you gotta look at river as the way that you clean the body of land that you're living in. To have shit pass through and flush and clean. And you got to look at a river like the liver. The river is the liver. You see what I'm saying? Because it's there to clean. You see what I'm saying? The motherfucking shit there to pass and flush. You understand me?
I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it, so I ain't gonna try. But it's something magical about a nigga jumping in the river when they down. Yeah, when you need to think or manifest something, it's something weird about jumping in that river. I don't know what it is though, man. It's gonna get something flowing, bro. I don't know what it is. That's why they keep us away from it. I don't know what it is. And there's
That's
one
why
right
they
next to
set
me.
up that's why they set up dams, because a lot of us folks in the valley areas and even in your normal hood project areas or your ghetto areas got random creeks running through your backyard or in your front yard or down the road. And they cut off a lot of these flowing creeks with these dams because we should take advantage of a lot of this information that flowed through this earth, that been around this earth, flowing through the water. So you can just go grab a cup of water and just gather as much information as that fucking cup holds.
Facts. It's something I can't. It's something. I wish somebody figure it out. But it's something about them creeks and rivers and dams. God damn it, the even flow and the banks and the shores. It's some weird shit. And I think that's how our ancestors. It's something. I'm not gonna start guessing. It's just you right. It's something. It's something, guys. And if you're talking about currency and your current and getting your currency flowing, a natural current is jumping in that river. I don't know. That's the way. Only thing I can say about it. You know, some weird shit.
Peace,
What's up? We
peace,
got the
peace,
brother Jay up here. What's going on, Jay?
peace to the chat, peace to the panel. What's going on? Peace to the guys, to the goddesses,
Peace and
high
blessings. How
vibrations,
you doing?
everyone. Can't complain.
Salute,
Hey,
salute, man.
just most definitely. Just wanted to start off by saying I appreciate y'all getting me out the way in the fashion that y'all did. It was very comical and polite at the same time. Brother been on has literally been on a time warp, as the brother Root said, like since working his third shift for the past year. So I'm just now sort of catching up, if you will.
Hell yeah.
But in saying that, you guys kind of like jogged my memory to what I've been searching on as far as my lineage is concerned, right? My family, I'm born in Philly, but I'm learning that my
Philadelphia.
family, for sure. I'm starting to learn that my family originates in Virginia in certain locations, and I'm going back, looking at certain documents, if you will, through public websites and such things in that manner. And I'm finding certain censuses, U.S. censuses, right, that would indicate certain relatives being born in a particular time period, right? I'm trying to figure out one, uh, how would I say, surnames are being changed from, let's say, I'm mainly looking at my mother's side of the family because I don't know my father, so I can't really work with that till I get reacquainted with that. My mother's side of the family, however, is all based in Virginia, Halifax to be exact, and everyone that precedes her. The oldest relative that I'm finding would be my great 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 grandmother, who my great great grandfather was taken care of in the 1930s, according to the U.S. Census. Now, this woman was recorded being 75 in the 1930s. So that would place her somewhere, and to my math, correct me if I'm wrong, at least 20 years before the Civil War. Now, what I'm asking is, do I have to go to Virginia to that location to receive documents in regards to her birth, her death, kids, whatever may will?
Well, what you do is you find out what city, county, or what county it was, because it might be named something else now.
Right.
And you can call down to the vital statistics and see if they could send you those over. Of course, you'll have to provide who you are some
For
way,
sure.
form, or fashion. But if not, they might want you to come in, and you might have to pay for those particular documents. So just have to call and trial and error. It just hit or
Now,
miss at some different counties.
okay. Now, real quick, information like that is am I talking like my arm, my leg, and my foot
What you mean?
as far as the cost? Like, is there a mountain that I
I don't
gotta
know.
climb
I
as
mean,
far as?
sometimes I've heard sometimes that you can get them for free, and I've heard sometimes people want as much as $400 or $500 for certain
Okay,
classified
that's
documents.
definitely doable. Definitely doable. I definitely
Yeah,
feel
so
that. I appreciate that, man. That was very enlightening. Very
I
enlightening.
appreciate that.
For sure, man.
Appreciate
I'm
the question, man. I
gonna
appreciate
fall
you
back.
tuning in.
Hey, do
Hey,
Haley
so what
Fex?
you
I'm
got a
always
day
Hey,
off?
here.
do Haley
What
Fex? Do Haley Fex? Do that sit at a real high point in Virginia?
Say it one more time, sir.
Like Haley Fex, like how Virginia is like some sort of mountain lead. It's not like a valley
Yes,
state.
yes.
Do Haley Fex sit real high?
No, it's not
Let me
really high
see. I
elevation in
don't think
Virginia.
so. No, no. Elevation wise, no. Mm-mm. It's more so. How would you call those? Like groves or valleys?
Yeah, it's
Most of
more
the
like
people,
it's more
I hear
like
my people
valley.
talk about
It's
it
more
like
like
that.
valley. More like a
More like
Okay,
valley.
when
valleys
you
would
look
be
into
there.
your city
Yeah.
Haley Fex, when you look into your city Haley Fex, there's like 15 to 16 different cities in America named Haley Fex, and they all dealing with the valley. I just want to make sure we on the
Okay.
same page. I just want to make
Yes,
sure we
sir.
on the same page. It's dealing where the sun first meet that area.
Exactly.
It's something doing with our ancestors. I don't believe these Europeans came over here and made strategic
I,
landmarks.
I'm listening.
Autographs
I'm
though.
listening. Yeah, most definitely. I'm right on the same frequency as you guys are in, man. Like, this has been how can I say this? Life changing, if you will, as far as the mentality goes. You know what I mean?
Right,
And
right. It really
it's
has,
about,
and I hope
oh
it
man,
has
our
been for
generation is
me as
really meant
well.
to bridge it. You know what I'm saying? In my opinion, anyway, my generation, our generation. I'm 31, man. So it's like we see why the youngest is wilding out, and we also see why the older generation after us don't necessarily want to deal with them. So it's like it's really on us. It's on that bridging
Right,
them. So
right, right. And I'll
we
be
got to
on the
do
same
everything,
shit.
man.
You in Philly? You still in Philly, brother?
Yeah, oh yeah, I reside in Philly. I stay on the boulevard, so it get kind of loud. So that's why I stepped into my apartment. But for the most
What
part, yeah,
you?
I'm all
What you
around.
on? What you off of Roosevelt?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
So
sir. Yeah,
you up by the Northeast?
yeah. Just where the Northeast actually begins,
Well,
right where
okay,
the towers is
okay,
at. You know what I'm saying? But
okay,
like, yeah, and
okay.
see, like that's
Yeah,
another thing
I
too.
mean,
I've been trying to get
I'm
over
out
to the
I'm out that way too, and I'm putting together something in Philly for all my brothers and sisters in Philly, man. So,
respect.
I'm gonna have to pull up.
That sounds like a link up, possible link up. But on
Yeah,
another note,
absolutely.
right, back to this information. There's a National Archives 20 minutes up the road from where I'm at. But like whenever I try to call up there, instead of wasting gas to go up there, ain't nobody answering the phone. So now I'm like, well, damn, I might have to go up there just to
Yeah,
really see. 'Cause
it's worth that little
it-
20-30 minute ride.
yeah, for sure. I just, oh man, it's man, that's oof, golly. They jumps, loops and hoops, man. This is ridiculous. Loops and hoops. That's all I see, man. It's loops and hoops. For
Yeah,
something that
yeah,
belongs to
man.
me.
They gonna make it very, very tiring, to get certain places.
Yeah.
So yeah, we just gotta work extra hard. That's all that
And
is.
that joint is set up like a little miniature Fed camp. I'm like, well, damn, who do you think gonna come in here? That's wild, man.
Where it's in Philly? Where is it at? Where that national
It's
archive
it's
is?
it's up. What's this? Peace, God. It's about. Let me see. Like, how would I go? Like, it's past Southampton Road. Damn, it's about
Oh, okay. Okay,
going up
okay,
that route. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
It's out
Yeah,
the way in
okay.
the cut though, like in the front, damn near invisible.
Philadelphia and New York, Annapolis, Georgetown. Man, it'd be that's why that whole place is like where the military place. Just there's something
Yeah,
special about
that's
them
what I'm starting to
places
notice
before
too.
Washington
Like,
D.C. There's just something
especially
special.
not
That's
even to
all.
cut you off, Ruth, but especially when the riots was going down, I noticed how quick the militia sort of like uh galvanized or like how would you say converged into the city while all that bullshit was going down.
Yeah, niggas don't want to really, man. Niggas really don't want to get into their work, but it's a lot of people that is out here doing that work. Hey, Jaguar Omac, was you just in the chat as Jaguar Spirit? Cole just changed his name. Jaguar Spirit and Jaguar Omac, is that the same people? DC, a
King
beautiful city.
Congo.
King Congo. Oh yeah, I forgot that nigga was on here. King Congo, what up, cuz?
Man, what's good with y'all? How y'all
Peace,
doing?
King.
Yeah, I use the username King Congo because I usually come in the chat and mess around and be like, nah, we African, get the room robbed. I like where the conversation going, so I ain't not today. But somebody said they from Halifax, Virginia.
Yeah, that's my family. They originate down there for as far as I'm finding.
Yeah, that's funny. I was doing my, the family tree jump, and
Mm-hmm.
most of my family from Halifax, Virginia, and Pittsylvania, Virginia.
Pennsylvania, yeah. Yes, sir. I've heard of it. It's close by.
Okay, yeah. How far you think that is? You ever heard of Waldorf, Maryland?
Say that one more time.
Waldorf, Maryland.
Waldorf, Maryland. I've heard of it. I definitely heard of it.
It's probably about 20, maybe 15 minutes from PG County. But I wanted to take a trip out to Halifax and shit, see what it looked like out there, but
Right.
I'm not sure how far
And mind you, I've only been out there to visit when someone died, so you can just imagine the negative connotations it has for me. But it's getting to a point where it's like the information that y'all shedding light to, and I'm kind of like how would you put? I'm applying it to my life, using the same tactics and methods to go about trying to find truth. I'm starting to see, saying things starting to line up with certain narratives that you guys are coming with. So it's like it already broke down the entire matrix from that alone for me. You see what I'm saying? Now it's about, well, how far can I really go back? You see what I'm saying? And as far as that Halifax thing is concerned, right? Like I'm starting to notice like my family is like, as far as my mother's side now, strictly my mother's side that we're dealing with here. When it gets down to my first set of grandparents, her mother and father, now when I talk about just my grandmother's side, it splits off from like Halifax and like where North Carolina and Virginia meet. That's like Rockingham County or something like that, around there in that area. It splits off like that on her side. But on my grandfather's side, it's mostly Halifax and parts of South Boston, if anybody's familiar with that. But my grandmother's side, however, that's where it gets kind of like I ain't gonna say creepy. I just want to say eerie in a bit, because I start seeing last names change rather drastically to a point where I'm not even sure if I can place origins of the surnames. You see what I'm saying?
But you gotta look at, a lot of our surnames was in different cities too. Like we might have had back in the day.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Oh no, that's all I'm saying. It's just, what I'm saying, it's like, shit, we might have had some people in Virginia, Ohio, and Texas. Shit, it's the same thing they're going today, except for we're just not super family oriented though. You know what I'm saying? Like Big Mama's house. Our family was everywhere.
Well, can I impose a question upon the panel for a second? In regards to surnames and things of that nature. What about last names? Like, for instance, right? We ended this. We're talking about Virginia, Halifax specifically, right? A lot of my grandmother's side that I was referring to, my grandmother's surname, maiden name, before she was married to my grandfather, was Williams. And through numerous videos.
My fault. I already got that down, Pac. Already got that one. Right. Now name another name that your family was in. Name another Family name,
Um,
last name.
okay. Family last name on my grandmother's side.
Any of them. Just name any of them.
Any
And
of
I'm gonna
them.
give you. I'm gonna
Okay.
let you understand where I'm coming from with this.
Okay. Another name was Howard. Another name was Muse.
Okay, now just them
And
three names right there. I only know one. I don't know the Howard because I haven't looked in that, and I haven't looked up the Muse.
and
But
I'm
the Williams was dealing with the wheels.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? See, most of them was titles, just in my opinion of it. And if you look at people of Virginia, then people was dealing with wheels and testaments and wheels, like the real wheel, because then was places where, where they say boats is made, and places where wagons was made at, because it's next to the old
Right.
ancient Penn Forest. If that's what Pennsylvania is now named for, really, the Penn Forest that got burnt down back in the day. It was a forest the size of Pennsylvania. You know, just it was Penn Forest. But you know, yeah, your people, most of them names, if you look it up in etymology, you'll see just my opinion of it. You'll see
Okay.
the titles that our people had. But I digress.
No, that's actually hitting on some things for me as far as where to go now. You know what I mean? Like that's very appreciated, Big Root. I appreciate that, Big Homie.
Like when I look at when they say certain old ancient Greek names and how to write your name in Greek, or how to write your name in Arabic, or how to write your name in Latin,
Yeah.
you would say I come from the house of Clausius, or that would be your name. Like when they say Clausius Clay, he come from the house of Clausius, and the Clay would mean something like that was his title. Like he had a title of, he was a person that knew how to deal with clay, clay, like we used to drink and eat our stuff off clay plates and clay. You know what I'm saying? When you take clay, you can make a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of our names had titles in it. You know what I'm saying? That's
For
just
sure.
some shit that I've been looking up in the past.
For
And
sure.
to make the people know that they was wonderful. And if you look before the 1930, for real, I say 1940, 90% of our people was on some titles around here. And I ain't talking about Hebrew, Moor, Black. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about titles like motherfucker, real titles like shit people. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me make sure I say this right. Like when you say the name Taylor, then was people that took the cotton and made people's clothes, the tailor mades. When you're dealing with the Smiths, then it's people dealing with blacksmith. You know what I'm saying? Everything has a so-called title or inspiration to it. But I digress.
Yeah, that's just real interesting when we start talking about people's last names, man. Because for the longest, I haven't heard anyone speak on that last name Howard, and I'm starting to think, you know, the latter with that. But like I'm coming across even stranger names, like people in my family with the last name of Easter, like a holiday, spelled verbatim, just like it.
Yeah,
That's
Easter from Esther. Hey, whoever that
man.
is, and your mic very, very low. And don't think we cutting you off. Just sometimes we can't hear you. Your mic very low, bro.
Speaking
My
of me,
bad. I'm on my phone in the work truck. Can y'all hear me better?
a tad.
A tad bit.
Damn. My bad about that, about the low volume. But real quick, a lot of people be tripping saying that we got
Hey, hold on.
European last name.
Can you state who you are? Because I can't see who talking.
King Congo.
Oh, King Congo. Peace, brother. Peace and blessings.
Peace, brother. Peace. But yeah, a lot of people think we got European last names. Who in Germany, Czechoslovakia, whatever, got the last name Easter? You know what I'm saying? This is not right. We don't have European last name.
Yeah, that's definitely pseudo. A lot of people be like,
The
yeah,
only thing I can say about when we look at my fault, I picked.
Go ahead,
My fault, bro.
My bad, my bad, bro. Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Nah, I didn't know you was talking.
I was just
If you talking about Howard, dude just left. How I do it, did I say it was right? No. I just said how I do it. How I do it, I just looked up the last name Howard in etymology, and it says it goes back to the horde, like it was a high defender, a chief guardian. You heard him say chief. This is the etymology of it. All I do is look up the etymology of a person's last name, and it gives me the manifestation of titles. I digress.
That's a good way to do shit. Or maybe even look up the definition in a real, motherfucking dictionary, and then go look at the bracket. Go look at the bracket definition that's in the columns, and then see what it says. Because it's gonna give you the origin of the word there too. For those that don't know how to read entomology, every dictionary has an entomology made in it. It's in the brackets column.
Facts. Gotta say facts. And I ain't saying it's 100% accurate, but that's just the way that I can see following words where our names was wonderful before 1940 for
right. We got smoke. We got smoke the God.
Even though our families went through a whole bunch of bullshit before 1940.
Yo, not to be rude. Can I please just ask Brother Root to repeat what he just said about my last name? I was in between trying to get back in, and I caught the very last bit of it, but he was right on the money with it as far as what I've been looking into.
Go ahead, Root. Root words.
Is he still there? Cause man, I accidentally hit the back button on my phone, and it jumped me out, and I was like, damn.
Root words talking, but I think his mic muted.
Yeah. Oh man, that was like destiny to hear that, man. Seriously.
$5 ass phone I got, man. My fault.
No, you good.
$5 ass phone, man. I be pushing that little button and just get stuck some.
What you got the free Joe Biden phones?
I just get stuck, man. I'll be trying to push that button and just get stuck. Man.
They had them Obama phones, but they got the new Biden phones. Them Joe Biden phones.
Yeah, but Brother Root, you mind?
Shit, dog, I need to get one. This old ass phone I got, it done been through hell. Man, shit. Got no karate. Yeah, it's good though to look up your last names though. If you don't think they come from European names. Now, if you think they come from Europe, okay, fine, that's on you. If you don't think they come from Europe like me, it's good to look up them names through. Go ahead, bro.
No, well, I was actually in agreement with you. That's why I was asking you to reiterate what you were saying about that last name, Howard, because I caught that last little snippet as I was trying to get back in.
Yeah, like my brother was saying though, if you look at like most, I think it's unabridged dictionaries, they'll have
right.
The origin of the word. Yeah, they'll go, yes, you don't even need etymology. He totally correct.
Hey, but he was saying, what did you find out? What did you find out about the word Howard, though? What did you find out about it?
Yeah, thank you.
The proper name from the Old French, which means original Latin dialect, the horde, H-U-A-R-D, from the Germanic source similar to the Old High German Jugehord, Heartbrave,
yeah, right.
Or the horde, literally high defender, chief guardian. Also probably in some cases confusion with cognate Old English, the horde. It's going all the words is horde, hard, horde.
So a Howard would be a top chief, a guard. That's like an officer. That's like an officer of the court. An officer of the court is a Moor.
Can I insert something right there about my family, fellas?
Absolutely, brother. Go ahead, knock yourself out.
My uncle, right? That same grandfather that was taking care of his grandmother in the 1930 census. My uncle tells me about that man, his grandfather, right? Which would be my great grandfather. He tells me that they would call him Big Son. Like particularly that phrase, big son, because he was a big man, right? But I'm asking my uncle about some of this family history, and I'm asking him. I'm saying, yo, Uncle Mike, does that phrase right there sound African to you? And he says, Jay, no, I can't say that it does. And it's just little snippets and hints and clues toward how my family interacted and how they may have lived that just further confirms to me that that I'm not African. Hell, my mom tells me that my grandmother, she didn't even trust Africans as far as she can throw them. So like calling her black African, she didn't do none of that. So, as far as what my mother is telling me, my uncle is telling me, cousins that knew her when saying that was coming up with her. So it's all about just opening the mind, being willing to find. That's where I'm at with it, man. I'm out here to find whatever it is on my family I can find, what I need to find. But this rapport, if you will, that you guys continuously have or been having, I'm just now tuning in and tapping into you guys' frequency. This is a breath of fresh air. Living where I'm living at, coming from where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? It's just it's amazing how it all comes 360. So, AP, I
Yeah,
just want to say
it
thank you,
is.
man.
This you gotta just tap in, man. It's a lot of brothers and sisters in the Philly area. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
uh,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, that's where I'm at all the time. Like I said, I was just out South Philly. One of the old heads out in South Philly just came in the chat. I'll be out North Philly. I'm out
Yeah,
Northeast. We everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So,
for sure.
yeah, it's a nice little crowd of people that's gathering and coming to this information. Whether you see them in the chats typing or not, they definitely got their ears tuned in and they having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? So, it is a breath of fresh
Shout
air
out
to
to the
have.
channel. They gave you.
Yeah, shut
My
up,
bad.
shut up,
Yeah, I didn't mean to cut
shut
you
up.
off, man. I didn't mean to cut you off. But y'all building right now, bro. The last name, Kick. I just wanted to add something to the bill. My grandfather just recently passed last year. Well, probably last year, about a year and a half now. And about a year before that, I got into the Aboriginal information, and I just went to doing my homework on it. But I finally sat down with him because we talk a lot of this, talk a lot of that. But I finally sat down with him, pinned him down as he was getting sicker, and I got all that I could get out of him, and I traced our last names, and it came back. Our last name is Freeman and Brooks on my grandfather's side, and I went to going into the census on it, and it's so ill with the name thing that when I went to going into our census on my last name, the name Freeman and the last name Brooks, with all the name changing going on, I went through our census and I found that throughout our family history, we interchanged the last name Freeman from a first name to a last name, like through generations. And I'm talking about documents that's going back to like the late 1700s, where my family got land in Plaquemine Parish. I'm from New Orleans. You know what I'm saying? Louisiana, and if you know down here,
Hold on, let me stop
it's
you
like
right there. Let me stop you right there, OG. Let me stop you right there, just because you said something that was so wonderful. You said your people from New Orleans, and that's the lowlands. And when you look up the
yeah,
name Brook, it means small natural stream, flowing stream torrent from a land of the water meadow from the low marshy ground. So
Oh, buddy.
that's
bet,
what Brook means.
bet. And
So
I
don't
and
think
when I
I'm
was sitting
cutting
down
you
with my
off, bro. I looked
grandfather,
it up for
yeah,
you.
no
That's
doubt. I'm glad you
crazy.
said that. I'm
That's
glad you said that
crazy,
because that's
Root
I
Words.
brought that
I
to
mean,
my grandfather and he didn't know. He
I
didn't
think you
know.
need to
Fire,
say that again, Root Words. Do
fire.
the book in comparisons to how that name goes back to Louisiana, New Orleans area, and break that down one more time. That was dope.
Fire.
It's like, small natural stream. Because it's like if people look at New Orleans, it's the stream that goes through there, the Mississippi River.
The
It's a
Mississippi
flowing
River.
stream torrent of Oxcore origin, probably the first. This says the Proto-Germanic, the first Germanic, which yield words from the brook, the Dutch, the brock, that has a sense of a marsh, which is marshland, is low water, is land where it's a marshland, it's a swampy
I'm about
land.
to blow your mind, bro.
Ball.
Look,
Full of
my
nutrients.
grandfather. I met my grandfather when I was 18. I knew my daddy my whole life, but me and my grandfather, once we met, we was thick as thieves. He never stopped fooling with me. He brought me to the family reunion for the first time out there in the country. We got over, I think it's like 80 acres of land that his great grandfather split up with his 12 children. and wide. They got a levee behind it, and the water run right behind the Mississippi River curve, right around my people land, going out to what we call the end of the world. Because if you know Louisiana, you literally could drive to the bottom to the Gulf of Mexico. You can drive down there, and we call it the end of the world. And all of our land, I went out there, and this before I was conscious. I'm like 18, but I'm putting it back together now that I got the information. All of the acres of land we got, you got marshland, you got swampland behind it, but behind it, the Mississippi River run right behind it. And the name Freeman and Brooks, when my grandpa named
But when you say
Bulldog
Mississippi,
Freeman Brooks.
but when you say Mississippi, you can't say just the Mississippi. You have a great significance of the Mississippi because the Memphis sit on Mississippi, and that's not. See, I didn't finish what it says. It says the real meaning: low water meadow, sea meadow, and plural low marshy land, marshy ground. So Memphis
That's
don't sit on
describing
that.
the Gulf.
If you
That's
ever
the
been
story.
down here, you just described
He
Louisiana.
just described that area literally by the name, by the
By the name
etymology
alone.
of a last
Alone.
name. That's fucking crazy.
And something that made y'all people real great. Anybody that I just heard, because I haven't been down there, but when you look at the movie, that one white dude that had broke legs and ran, that retarded dude, he had Bubba
Forrest
Jane
Gump.
with him. Forrest Gump, he had the black dude, and all them people down there mastered the fish game. If you understand,
Yep,
they
that's
knew
why
how
we're
to
known for
fish
seafood.
too.
That's why our
There you go,
seafood culture and
seafood,
industry is
sea
so big
meadows.
down here. Exactly, man.
Fact.
That's why I had to jump on because I'm just listening to y'all build, and when you hit that topic, I'm like, man, this touching home for me because I did my own groundwork.
And this
And
is all
it changed
nigga
my
names.
whole
These are
perspective.
not European names.
No,
Like
they're
bro
not.
said, they names be like Obroski or Van Dyke or Van Dam, Van this. Like they be having these kind of
Vanguard and
names. They ain't got that kind of names, dude.
our names directly correlate to it. And then I started building on the switching of the Freeman name back and forth. And again, my grandfather not being privy to the knowledge, I'm like, man, I see what was going on. I went into the census. I'm paying $8.99 and $7.99 and stuff for them to give you the next page of census records. So I spent a little bread. But as I'm going back, I'm like, damn, this whole Freeman last name, I think they're referring to when the paper trick started happening and we started letting them know because we still got our land
Nah, there's
today. I
only
just
one
live in the
Freeman in
city.
the world. There's only
You
one
know what I'm
Freeman in the
saying?
world. My fault. Please. I hate cutting people off. I hate
Nah,
getting
go
done
ahead,
to me. But
go
when you
ahead.
say Freeman, they say Freeman. That's why I said they scared to have black people, African Americans, indigenous, whatever the fuck we call ourselves. They hate to have us with the water because the only people in the world that they say is free is people that have a sailboat.
Hmm.
Then there's the true freemen, the people that could jump on the water and do whatever the hell they want.
And if you got a super highway running through your land, which would be the Mississippi River from Canada all the way down to South America, it seemed like at the time you would be the people who free. Because you can
But
travel the
no,
world
that
anywhere you
ain't
want to
free.
go.
That ain't free. I'm trying to see, this is going directly to all them people down south near the Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico. When you jump out them rivers and jump in that ocean and them seas, that's a freeman. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with a different them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to say y'all was more free to not jump in this river and do what I want. I jump in this river and take it straight to the ocean. You know, you was more as if you look at any European, I'm sorry to put these people out here, but they love being freemen. They love being fishermen and people of the sea. I hope you understand where I'm getting at. Now we could put it to the Freeman's Bureau and all that stuff, but you got to take your mental back then that everybody had a boat. And the bigger your boat was, the freer you was because you can handle the emotions. Just like today, if you got you a if you got you a big ass semi, you more freer because you could drive wherever you want and you could let me make sure I say this right. You could transport stuff wherever you want. Wherever you go, you naturally got a job because you got that truck.
Right.
See, you free. You don't have to really sign up for a job wherever you go. And if you just have to really look into boat life. I be looking into boating life, and they call all them people freemen. So I might be going on and on, but your area where you're at down there in Louisiana, Mobile, Alabama, them Floridians, all the Islander people, they would say them people was more freemen because they'll jump in a boat and be in Florida in 10 minutes from Hawaii. And I said from Hawaii, they'll jump in a boat from Cuba or Haiti and be in Florida, and then they'll be in Maine and be back home. And the average man can't do that because they ain't really been free in the world. And that's just the best I could put it if you ain't really looked into sailboating and boating. That they call them people freemen, but I digress.
Right, sailboat. That was a good breakdown, y'all, man. That's a good ass bill, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. We got like 168 in the chat. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to end this bitch if we don't get like 10, 20 likes up in this motherfucker. Because I'm telling you, them likes looking light as hell. We got like 111 likes, 168 people in. Get the likes up.
And do y'all have any powerful speakers in your family? Like when a person speak, like everybody they tune in, or they got this vital force, this like a vigor to them?
Talking to me, real word?
Anybody?
Can you repeat that again? My bad.
Like, do anybody, like, you know, like say if the family come around, or if you're around your homies, or if there's a girl in the chat, you're around your sisters or your homegirls, and there's one girl that just, when she talks, she just, everybody like her, she's just soulful, if that's the right word, or vigorous, or have a fun attitude.
Yep.
Everybody got that in their family. That person.
There
like
you go.
that.
See, that's the last name that you call Evans, Evangelist. See, when you look at somebody in the chat told me to look up Evan. So when I looked up Evan, that's a young person that has a vital force, that's vigorous, and the name is really a John. That's really the name of it, John. You really, so everybody has it's a title that a person holds. Like, oh, that person an Evan. Bring that person around, and they'll set the tone of the party, if that's the right way to put it. You know what I'm saying? That they're evangelistic person, but take God out of it. Just put hip hop into it. You know what I'm saying? A person that can come just turn the party up before the rapper come out. You know what you call that person? Like a hype man. And that's what Evan is when you look up the definition of it. It's just a vigorous person, just a person with a lot of vigor to him, a lot of vital force to him.
Look up
Now,
Grant.
I love looking up last name.
Yeah, on my mom's side, you're dealing with the Grants and the Blues. That's the side that on my mom's side. I just never looked into it for the longest. They thought it was something to do with Ulysses S. Grant. But I kind of laughed that off. That's just like something got passed down by some of the uncles. Oh, Ulysses S. Grant. You know, that's part of the family last name, because the Grants go back in my family to like the 1800s. That's on my mama's side.
That's scary when you look at that. That's scary. Now that's taking it to a whole new level. That's taking it to an empire level. You know what I'm saying?
My family never left, bro. My family been right here the whole time.
I'm talking about you start getting names like that. The grantees and the grantors and the granted, the authority to grant somebody something. Yeah, you get into a whole different ball game right there. You get into kings and queens, bailies and baileys.
Keep doing some studying. I gotta keep doing some studying then.
Yeah, look up that name Grant. It's gonna take you straight to people with some lawful people, brother. Dealing with law.
You might get into noblemen. You see what I'm saying? Chairmen. Shit. You gonna see some shit. You go back to the whole empire.
It's worth it though, bro. It's worth it. When you start looking into it, I'm talking about they start actually hitting you with those census records, and you can verify it with your auntie and your uncle. Like, we had a grandma named such and such, and they telling you yes. That's when that chill come through your body when you're doing your research, and you be like, God damn, I'm literally looking into a time machine right now. Like, you start seeing it. It's crazy, and people be talking about this enslavement. What blew the whole slavery shit up for me was my auntie who lives in Texas. She like our family historian. She got a book where one of my great grandmas was writing in French and in English, keeping the dates of all her children's birth since 1611. She has her handwriting in a book. I got the screenshots in my phone. 1611, you can see her writing in French and in English. But you saying the whole slave thing, we couldn't read, couldn't write. I was like, for me, that was confirmation. You could blow that shit out the water.
How the hell can someone learn how to write, speak English and French, in the 1600s when these people allegedly just got here in the 1600s.
It's
That's
impossible,
amazing.
bro. I got it on paper. I'm talking about when I got into it. This my mom was like, "What you asking all
Yeah,
these questions for?" She
what I'm
sent me to the
saying
right
is,
people.
it's impossible for her to have learned that language in such a small period of time. They had to
Right.
already been speaking and writing in that language
That part. Yep.
already.
Yep. And then you don't even want to get into the Louisiana Purchase. Like people don't really,
Oh
if you
man,
dig into the Louisiana Purchase and what was really going on, and man, it get real deep, man. It get real deep. You start talking about how we was already dealing with the French, like you said, the white indentured servants and this, that, and the third. We already had them over here working for us. That's how that whole situation with America being America and having to buy Louisiana from the French because it was a whole. We we've been had a kingdom over here.
whole
That's all it,
discussion.
it led me back to leading. Like man, we've been had a kingdom over here. All y'all did was come inhabit our cities after the fucking wall went down or the trickery went down. But that whole story they got about how it went down, my family lineage itself, with factual evidence, proves that that shit don't make no sense.
That's crazy.
When I get a chance, I'm gonna get those pictures and figure out how I could like screen share images that I'm looking at on my phone, and I'll show y'all the books, bro. Where she like 55 years, 16 days, and it's written in French. Like you, like, God damn. And my aunt telling me like, yeah, that's your great grandma. This is our family books. This is what we have left. Because Katrina took a lot of shit we had too. Like my grandma them house in the ninth wall, they had tons of history in there. Like 3 houses wiped out completely. And when you was talking about the flood, it made me think about that. Like, were they trying to wipe out some more history down here when they came with that flood? Because that
Right.
took a lot of our elders who had documents and photos in their attic
Florida,
sections gone
Florida's went
forever.
Florida's went through several different floods too, man. They went through the Great Flood of San Antonio, the Great Flood of Houston. Yeah, I mean, where the whole city, buildings and shit, and those buildings was tore down and destroyed after those floods. I'm talking about great monuments.
Hey, power. I think the chat has spoken, man. Hit the like, y'all. Hit the like, y'all, man. I think they like this shit, motherfuckers knowing their genealogy and the names behind genealogy, man. I love to be a part of these conversations, man. This is a classic for mine. Thank you for having me up here, man. I ain't going nowhere. I'm just saying
You
thank you, bro.
already
Hit the
know,
like, bro.
you already know. You got some good ass information. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know that, man. You've been around for a while. Put this shit out. You know what I mean? So
Man, quit saying me. No disrespect, man. Quit saying me. We all do, man. This is a good build, man. I know I'm a good part of it, but hey, man, we all do, man. I'm just backing you up. You know what I'm saying? You brought this up, bro. But thank you, though. Thank you, though.
yeah, that's true. All
And
right,
I
I
think
get you.
these kind of bills touch a lot of people because it's verifiable evidence. It's not. These one of those bills where you can have tangibles, meaning that you can ask people in your family, you can confirm things for yourself. Because a lot of times in our community, we're forced to deal with the abstract. And to be truthful, we have to do a lot of guesswork, which can lead to factual information. But this hit different when I'm looking at the chat. People, oh, my family last name this, my family last name that. And that's another thing that blew up their whole situation. All across the country, we could find our last names in our lineage. So you're not about to tell me that all these people was just enslaved by the same slave masters. I got people in the chat saying, I'm from Carolina. My people got the Gramps and the Blues in their family. How you spell it? This one it get real for us, man. So this I like these bills, bro. Anytime we could get into the area of proving shit and making our own history make sense, that's why the chat doing what they doing, man. They feeling it.
What's
Exactly.
Off
up?
Because
We
genealogy.
got
Off genealogy. This is off
yeah,
genealogy. We ain't going the same thing. Just genealogy on steroids. That's all. I digress.
right.
we got a couple new people on the panel. We got Goldmouth on here. What up, Gold?
It's good, bro. Brother.
I can barely hear you. Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, your mic fucking up. Turn your Wi-Fi off. Or turn your Wi-Fi on. One of the two. But we'll come back to that, brother. We got Covert 19. What up?
What up? What up, man? Al Power, Root, Sister Soul, Jay Howe. This is Carpetone TV. What's up, man?
Peace to the God.
Opportunity TV. What's up?
Peace to the goddess too, Sister Soul.
Salute
Peace
to
and
everybody.
love.
Salute.
And do y'all have any information on South Carolina? Like any? I know we all spread out, but I'm having trouble finding like some Jewish names, Cohen, but I know it's probably impossible, but I'm just asking. And I just wanted to be a part of the build. Thank y'all.
What's your last name, man? What's your last name? What's your ancestors' last name? Fuck some Jews.
Go ahead, bro. Get him right.
Cohen and Gregory.
Let's go, y'all. Hey, I'm gonna take this
When you
time out
talking
while
about a
Rootworth
Cohen-
do this.
Go ahead, brother. My fault.
Go ahead,
Rootworth. My fault.
I was just gonna say before you get into what you're doing, I was gonna give everybody enough chance to hit the like button to support the channel by hitting the like button and sharing this around on all your social media outlets. I'm gonna take a quick 30-second break to get that done. Y'all, appreciate y'all.
A person that everybody, a mother or a Damn, I was talking without the mic on. Jeez. But when you said Cohen, I was just looking at it, you know, if I'm taking it from my perspective, it says he that's divined, the priest. So, you know, I'm gonna take the word he away from it, and I'm gonna say that it's like if I'm putting it in my indigenous ways or my Moorish ways, is dealing with the mother or the grandmother, which everybody go to, or the grandfather. You know, it's just person that you held highly, a person that you hold divinely. Some people hold an OG divinely. Some people say, hey, man, this dude that I've been doing 10 years in the street, that I hold what he say. So it's just a Cohen, just a person that you look up to out of grace.
Root work. Quick question for you, babe. What about the last name Bynum, Bynum? Have you ever heard that name or familiar with it from Tennessee?
Spell it again, beautiful.
Bynum, Bynum.
Oh, I know some Bynums.
I could say it Bynum. It was
Who knows some Bynums?
Me? I know some Bynums.
Oh, AP, you gotta hit me. I'm about to put my info in the back. I asked you to hit me before about something important. You ain't hit me back yet, bro. But
I know some Bynums in my city that I went to school with person.
Oh wow. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Root Word, because I want to hear this, babe. I just want to hear him. You said that shocked me. I ain't never heard nobody that even knew about him. But go ahead, bro.
It don't come up Bynum, but me thinking that I'm a dope ass word person. When you say bind them, you just could replace it with bin. It's like the bind of something, the bend of something when you put two things together. So you're going to the root word bin, which is the bind. Is people that was masters at. Let me make sure I say this right. Masters at binding stuff together, blending stuff together, bending stuff in perfect form. You know what I'm saying? It goes with the word bin. And when you look at that word, that's when you could, like, when you melt cheese on top of bread, when you bind two subjects together or two objects together. Just it's an art. So maybe it was a woman that had a needle and bind a lily pad on top of a shirt. You know what I'm saying? It's just bind people that knew how to bind stuff together out of grace.
Oh, sorry. So, is it true that a lot of the last names like Baker was associated with like people's
Come on, man.
knowing
Come
how
on,
to?
man.
I'm just asking,
Speak
man.
on it, man.
Right.
Speak on it,
It
OG.
sounds
Me and
like
you
it.
go back.
Oh,
We be
okay.
on each other's channel clowning. Now we just talking to each
All
other
right,
like niggas.
okay.
Come on, what's
All
Baker?
right.
Come on, what's Baker, my brother?
The baker's man, you saying.
Baker's man.
Hey,
Hey,
people don't know how to bake.
It could it
Bakersfield.
also be, oh, you said Bakersfield, Copper?
Yeah, I'm saying like a
Right, I heard
lot of
that.
like last
Hey,
names.
where the name Fishback come from?
Damn, Fishback. What the fuck?
No, I
Hey,
got a homeboy last name Fishback. His whole they family name Fishback. They from New
hey,
York.
they was some
Mm.
hell of fishermen pulling fish back, huh?
I ain't about to
Mm.
fight each other today.
That makes
Hey,
total sense, man.
Right.
Real words, look it up, bro.
I don't want to. I'm looking it up, but I don't want to look up that name. But I'm looking it up for you, bro. Fishback.
No, look up Fishback. That's what
That's a pimp too, man. For real.
I swear, it's Fishback.
For them pimps.
Said nigga, that's flick back.
No, that's crazy. No, they saying no. That's flashback. Okay, there ain't no such thing as fishback. Let me try to put it as two words. I was gonna say no way. They talking about that's some.
Nah, that's a real name. That's a real name.
Shit. It's a
That's a
mixed
Okay, it's
real
a
bag.
name.
compound word. This even says it right here. It's fish dealing with fish and it's back, bringing it back. It's people that brought the fish back, or you could say, slice the skin off the when you cut fish right at the when I seen it on YouTube because I haven't did it. When I see it on YouTube, all them fishermen come in. I would say the fish back people was them dudes that would cut the skin right back off the fish.
Fish
My
scales
opinion of
too then, huh? Fish scales, fish back. Them niggas trapping and all. Shit.
Nah, I'm just trying to bring that there was thousands of titles over here. You can't just put it in 10 different categories. You could just every category was a title. That's the best I can say. So there was fishermen and people that
I got some Tolberts in my family. They go back
I know some Toberts too.
deep in my family too. I'm gonna have to break down the words, see what they mean. Well,
Hey, but I also seen like in the South Carolina area, man, it was common names and like the women passed on names too, man. That shit was like common names, man. I'm like, that shit crazy, man.
they saying Tolbert.
Rick Ross, you a Tolbert? That's what's up. Where your people's from, Rick Ross?
They saying some Tolberts is some motherfuckers. They trying to say them people is like when you it goes from Tolbert to the Tibberts, and it goes to any cat. But that's just the meaning of it now, like a sophisticated cat. But when it goes back to the Theoblad, that's what it says. Look up. You dealing with motherfuckers that when it goes from cat to Theo, it's the people that wrote the thesis of felines. They was dealing with zoos, zoology. See, you have to understand where
Rick
this.
Ross.
What they
Rick
was
Ross, your people from
my bad.
They people from Georgia? My bad, I'm just asking Rick Ross some shit.
Zoology though, so possibly they was playing around with dogs and shit, huh? Mixing dogs and shit, huh?
I ain't saying they wasn't because you trying to take it to left field. All I'm trying to say is there's an art for there's an art for everything.
Yeah.
They could have been dog breeders.
Yeah. Dog, yeah. I'm saying.
It specifically said cats.
Oh.
Yeah, but
so see when y'all thinking of cats, y'all thinking of these little ass animals that go meow. Y'all gotta forget we got
talking about jaguars.
All this
Jaguars, bobcats, mountain lions, pumas.
Phoenix.
Open your brains up. Don't think I'm being disrespectful to nobody, but you have to open up your brains up if we're trying to go back in the day. Okay. Don't think I'm being disrespectful.
Nah, I get you. Yeah,
there's people that knew how to deal with the cat. Shit, you know, like if you in your city right now, I don't know how to deal with no cat. I'm gonna have to call up a what you said? I'm gonna have to call up. They call him a Tibert, a Tobert. I'm gonna have to call him up. Hey, Tobert, you better get your ass over here. And they probably was in the area, most likely in the East Coast, where shit, a lot of cats be roaming in the mountains. That's just my opinion of it. I'm just trying to put a philosophy and a title to these things.
Cat.
Yeah, there you go.
Whispering the cats and shit, huh?
There it is. I mean, but that's the science behind that shit, man. And we always give it to these Europeans that pop on TV on some excellent shit. Like, oh, like, damn, you motherfuckers know how to just fuck with these animals. But we forget they got that science from the motherfucking Tiberts, my nigga. That had this shit documented on their Theoblad. That's what they call it. It's a Theoblad. Theoblad. That's all you got to look up. They wrote this shit down. It's been documented. It goes back to the medieval Latin.
That's a fact.
So would the birthday cake be associated with the bakers then, huh? Birthday checks, cake, birthday cake.
And then the people that was dealing with the birthday cakes had to be dealing with the wheat, because you get the wheat from the wheat farms, and the wheat farm people was dealing with the people that was the bakers of their cities.
Wheatlands, huh? The wheat
or flour. My fault, flour.
Flowers.
And I don't know where I think flour comes from wheat, but I'm not sure.
Farmers.
And then we had people that was, I don't know the surname or the title that we had, people that knew how to take stuff from the wheat and turn it into the flour, or however they do that shit.
Yeah, you got people last name. You got people last name Cotton. People last name Wood, Waters. You know what I mean? You got several different little names.
Robinson, shit, they was robbing all the sons in them, huh? Robinson, they was robbers.
I always heard that Robinson was literally the maternal lineage, paying homage to the maternal lineage. So when you hear Robinson, that means that the lineage came through Robin. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the, you know what I mean? So that's where the last name came from eventually.
That's powerful, though.
Yeah, man. We probably about to get ready to
And
wrap this live
authority.
up.
My fault. When you say that, that's authority. That's authority, because when you're dealing with the Robin, they saying it's coming from say what you said one more time, IP.
I was just saying, like, you know, obviously the Robin was a woman who had significance, and
there you go. My
she
fault.
obviously had kids, and they wanted to make sure that when they announced themselves, they was letting them know. It's just like saying, I'm my mama's son. You see what I'm saying? I'm Robin's son. You know what I'm saying? I'm Robin's son. You know what I mean? I'm not Robert's son. I'm not Robert's son, the father. Nah, I'm Robin's son. You see what I'm saying? This the mother's line. You understand me?
And it goes back to it's dealing with the significance of the red bird. And when it says look up Rudic, because that's the root word of Robin is Rudic. It goes back to the color red. My fault.
It goes back to Rudic. Goes back to maroon. To room.
No, it goes back to the noble writing. I'm trying to say you're right. Yeah, so it's dealing with, like, if you say mothers and that over here in another land, who however it was, you was dealing with that Robin, that red writing, that noble writing.
All right. Johnson, then John, huh? Shit,
John is just dealing with a spiritual person of Evans, a person that has vigor, just a person that can come in and, you know, just everybody will know who they is at the end of the day, and they just got good. They just a vigorous person.
John Hancock.
They say useful.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I just jumped back in. I'm sorry, guys, I got knocked off. But real quick, what about when it comes to the colored names? Let me say it like that: the browns, the grays, the blacks. Blacks is probably associated with blacksmith or black sons. I would think. But what about like gray? What about the gray family, the whites, the browns?
Whites, browns, greens.
Yeah. Specifically gray, if you know it or familiar with anything with the gray, or if that brings something to mind.
I know some gray.
You know grays too? Dang, bro.
I know
all my families.
I went to school with some of these people. Shit.
Wow.
That's the thing though.
As they
School,
would
you
say,
think about it, you hear every kind of last name in school, especially when we went to like, public schools and shit. You hear all kind of names, man.
oh shit, she hit it on the head. God damn it, she hit it on the head. All that shit I be talking. God damn it, the Grays means dealing with the Mardi Gras, the Grassa, the women, the women's way. When you're dealing with the Grays, it's going back to the grist, the Gras, in all European languages. Wow,
Wow.
and it says it's
Hey,
referring to the household ruled by wives,
what was the
recording
movie
from
50 Shades of Grey
1540.
about? 50 Shades of Grey. You see what I'm saying? Like,
Mm.
you keep going with the Grays.
No way. And it was dealing with the Southern troops in the 1800s. So it was a whole bunch of motherfuckers fighting for the mother way of life, or the
Oh
wives.
my gosh. And that's just what my grandma did when she left Arkansas, which is where my grave roots are from. She left Arkansas, fleeing Arkansas and running to Chicago when she was like real young because of a lot of stuff that was going on down there. She didn't even like talking about the stuff that she went through there. It was so bad. So yeah, that's how I knew about my indigenous background from my grandmother.
Hey, it's
So
just
Mm.
good. I mean, this is good. Hit the like, y'all. Subscribe. Tell a
I'm
hey,
friend.
telling you.
so those was man-made Mississippi burnings that made them go up the Mississippi.
Mm.
Man-made shit, man.
Man, here you go. What was man-made? By what man then? Fuck it then. If
No,
everything is
no,
man-made,
no,
put the
no,
man to it.
no.
Put the
I'm
man to it,
saying
brother.
what
Was
Sister
it the
Soul
indigenous
just
man?
said
I'm just
about
asking you a
her
question,
people
Copper. I'm just
being
asking you a
going
question,
through so
brother.
much shit down in
I'm just
Arkansas.
asking you a simple question, Copper. If you
What's
saying that
up?
it's man-made, and I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing
Oh,
with
okay,
you.
okay, my bad. Oh man,
What
hey,
man made it? Did the indigenous men make it or did the European men make it?
I don't know. It
I
it
know.
it
I know.
was man.
I
It,
know.
I don't know who. Shit,
I
it could have
know.
been some head niggas in charge and then some white people in charge. I don't know,
Well,
but it was
that's
somebody.
my theory. That's my theory, Copper. You already know. It was the niggas in charge, our people, the same ones that's running and ruling and conducting everything right now. We keep blaming everything on the white man, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, I believe I myself believe that, and I believe that it was the structure of things that was kind of being as I said, this is a belief. The structure of things that were being formulated in the tricking of the mind with all the different spellbinding of the history versus her story. It's funny when you said that root about the grays and the her something with the feminine something, but it was like the transference of the feminine to the masculine and changing things over. And that was another thing they used was the color thing. That's when they started manipulating the race war type thing, where it's like the white and the black and the this and the that. And they were trying to say, oh, it's not about the status because see, we can't let them know the status is what's important. We're going to focus on these things. Then they start misplacing the names, misplacing the lands, twisting things up so people would be confused. This is what I believe, as I said. And so people would
But
be
yeah, do you
confused.
think the
So
understanding? Do you think the understanding of what our names are? Do you think that's a like I understand that our people went through some stuff from some people say the 1500s, some people say the 1800s. Our people went through some shit, but
yeah,
understanding like genealogy, you know what I'm saying? I always saluted it. I said, man, that shit, yeah, that should have opened it up. But do you think knowing the understanding what your names meant before the atrocities and through the atrocities, you think that's a must knowing too?
you know what, bro? It is. Let me say that, and it's good. That's a good point. It is, I believe, because it verifies certain things and takes you back to certain places, right? But that's why they implemented the changing in the names. That's why they put the birth certificate and social security system in because now they can transfer, give these people these names, give these people this race. This is how they put in all this race stuff with the black and the white, this, and that, because they can make the transfer of information be something else. So what's important now, they'll act like, oh, that ain't important. We'll just focus on these things. So when people start focusing on these things, they'll forget about those things and they can't see those things and dwell on them and be able to get to the facts of the matter because everything in their face is twisted now because they're saying this, that, including all these structures and stuff. I believe a lot of the structures, they took pictures and things of a lot of the structures we had that our people of the indigenous lands made and built up and things. And then they took pictures and stuff when they started deconstructing things and changing and say, oh, this is this period, this time period, this time period, that, labeling and rechanging time, saying this was at this time period when it was a whole different time. This was here when it was somewhere else, clearing out the truth of all the facts and making false narratives by creating the books and the stories to go along with the narratives they created, following people, making people follow along with those storylines of his story, the story that he made up, versus her story, which is the truth of the matter, the lands and the facts and all of that stuff. So now everyone's following these things. So now it's like, okay, now we can trick the nation even more. We're gonna take over
Schooling
this
in.
area, kill all these people off. Here go the Trail of Tears. Now we got all their kids. Now we're gonna bring their kids up. We're gonna start telling them these stories. These are the books. Now y'all learn this stuff. And this is where y'all came from. This is what happened. And then everybody starts growing up with that story. So now it's the transference of information, names, land, truth, and every freaking thing. So with
But
all this
coming to
confusion,
our science though, that's wrong for me to say. What I love about what the indigenous community did on their own is brought genealogy to the table. And what I see Aboriginal to what he did today, what he did today on his panel is brought people together over here and bring the names alive of this
Right.
yeah,
genealogy. The names are alive now. You know what I'm saying? They're speaking to the ancestors.
they're resurrected, brother. Check that out. They resurrected. They've come back from the dead where they tried to bury them, and here we
Yep.
are resurfacing them and bringing the truth back to the matter. And this is how we
Because
destroy their lives.
because
Right.
of the information error. See, a lot of the fair white people, a lot of the records, family records, they're giving them to institutions that's putting them on PDFs and on such too.
Right.
Right. Hey, y'all.
Corporate.
I gotta get the hell out of here. So, about to get ready to wrap this build up, man. I appreciate everybody coming in, Sister Soul. It's always a blessing for you to come on, man. Dropping
Thanks,
that
AP.
fire
Appreciate you, man.
flame.
Definitely
Shout,
appreciate y'all, brother.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
shout out to
Al.
Word, Copper Tone, and shout out to the other brother that's on her. Who on her? J Hal. J Hal. Shout out to J. I appreciate everybody for tapping in, man. Hey, y'all drop some fire emojis for the panel before we get out of here.
Hey, I think Ad
Appreciate
Power, man. Hey, chat. Man, I need a favor, man. I think y'all need to tell Ad Power to start doing some genealogy the way we just did it, man. I like this build, man. You know what I'm saying? Salute Ad Power, man. I love this shit right
me
here.
too.
Hit your like, y'all,
Powerful
man.
bill, man. Powerful bill. Get them
Oh,
lights up.
Yes, yes. Y'all better hit them likes. Y'all know what it is. Come on now. Y'all be getting that fire every time y'all tune in over here, no matter what the subject is. So y'all better hit the likes. Let's get it up. All right, brother. Peace and love. Have a great day.
you too, Sister Soul. Peace and blessings, everybody. Hey, make sure y'all have a blissful day. Enjoy your day. Make sure y'all stay safe. Be aware. Stay vigilant. Stay dangerous. It's your brother Aboriginal Power. And we out.